Welcome back to the Hawkeye Garage. I am Joe. This week we're going to be talking about upgrading your charging system on your Lexus or Toyota if you happen to be running an AGM battery. Stay tuned. Now what we're going to be installing is this little bad boy from Voltage Booster Pro. So before we hop underneath the hood, longtime viewers will know that a lot of times I run a refrigerator, obviously when we're on trips, but also just day to day, week to week, running around in town, grocery store runs, going to cookouts and stuff at friends' house, throwing drinks in there for us and the kids. And I do already have a AGM battery. It's a Walmart AGM battery. It's a little bit bigger than the factory size. I'll tell you what size it is once I get in there because I don't remember. Had good luck with another Walmart AGM battery in the past, and they have a pretty good warranty and you can exchange it nationwide as long as you have the receipt in your glove box. So not a bad deal there. And I am running the GM diode hack. What we're going to be doing is installing this in place of that GM diode. So let's go under there and take a look at exactly what I'm talking about. All right, couple things real quick. I have my old stuff pulled out. This is the fuse slot for your charging system. It's a 7.5 amp fuse is what it would have been. And I have it replaced with this GM diode, this little black fuse. It's technically not a fuse. It's more of a, I guess, a resistor. That's probably the easiest way to put it. And basically, because it's a resistor and not a fuse, however that works out, it flows more voltage, allowing your battery to have more charge applied to it through the alternator, through the charging system. Let's see, I'm looking to see if I can find the battery size on here. I don't see it right off the bat, but it's just slightly bigger. It still fits in there perfectly fine. Anyway, so I have this diode. I have videos on this if you go check those out. The diode is not exactly the same width as a fuse, so it doesn't fit perfectly in there. That's why I have it in this little fuse jumper. The bottom spot is basically where the factory fuse would go, and that top one goes to this lead if you wanted to jump something off of that circuit, which I don't have. It's just been tucked in the box here. So we're going to take this out and we're going to put this Voltage Booster Pro circuit board switch fuse in its place. Now, the reason you might want to do this, I guess technically the reason you should want to do this is because it has a fuse in it. By using that diode, it gets rid of the fuse on your charging system. In my 20-some years of owning vehicles, I've never had a fuse go on a charging system circuit, but technically speaking, this is definitely the safest way to go. We're going to get a voltmeter out here in a little bit, and we're going to show how much voltage is actually going through this. It's got a switch for low output and high output. Theoretically, it's going to put out about 14 volts versus 14.5 volts. This was putting out like 14, 14.1, 14.2, and your stock alternator system puts about 13.5. Your results may vary, essentially based on how efficient is your alternator running, because how old is it? How good is your battery? How good is your wiring? Do you have some corrosion? Those things all can play a factor. What temperature is it outside? So this is the safest way to get a little bit more charge to your AGM battery. And again, real quick, why would you do this? AGM batteries like to have a little bit more charge put at them for the longevity of the battery, for the efficiency of how they stay charged and how they are used. So let's go ahead and grab the voltage meter and turn the car on and see where we're sitting with this. All right, we got the car on. I got the AC off and my refrigerator is off also. We have it set on the high output setting and checking right at the battery. My thing will stay in place. 14.75 volts. So let's go and look at the voltage meter in the back at my refrigerator outlet. where it's run directly from the battery and see what that says. All right, at the back, so this panel is all wired together with 10 gauge wiring straight from the battery. We've got 14.8 volts back here, and I've got my plug above here. It's for my refrigerator, but it's all on the same circuit, so that's actually really good. All right, I've switched it to the low mode. You're supposed to turn the car off before you do that. More on that in a second, on the high versus low. And we are about a half a volt less. So not only are we safe now with that fuse installed, we're actually putting out a little bit more voltage than we were with that GM diode. All right, that pretty much wraps it up. In the package you get some instructions, and it does have some information about AGM batteries and the high versus low. It's pretty well accepted and understood that AGM batteries do in fact require, need, prefer to have higher voltage put at them, just so that they work better, they last longer, and that's the whole point of having an AGM battery, so that it works better and lasts longer because you're running electronics in your car. But the debate versus the high and the low is kind of a gray area. It's not even like, well, if it's in low, when you aren't putting stress on the battery, it's better for your charging system. It's not even that. It's kind of whatever your personal preference, or maybe the experience you've had with your vehicle and your battery based on your climate. Climate has a lot to do with it in the AGM batteries, on what you want it to be set at. I've had mine set on the high, and I plan to just keep it on the high for the time being. So again, the diode does work. It's relatively inexpensive, but technically speaking, it's not the safest route to take, because you are eliminating a fuse in a very important circuit. This, on the other hand, gives you the option of different charging levels and gives you the safety and security of still having the fuse. It is a little pricey. It's like $90, but watch the website, follow these guys on Instagram. I'll leave links down below. They do offer sales and discount codes sometimes. So it's just one of those things. What is your safety and reliability worth to you? Minor investment after upgrading a battery and things like that. So definitely a really cool thing. Thank you to those guys for sending me one out to test. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and turn those notifications on. We try to drop a video every Sunday and even some Wednesdays, and this is a lot of stuff of what we do. DIY easy upgrades, cheap and easy upgrades for Lexus and Toyota as well, along with a lot of other things. Feel free to email me anytime, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com, and be sure to check out my social media, Instagram and Facebook, links in the description as well. So until the next video drops, thank you for watching, take care, goodbye.